Hey Pi Pioneers, I know many of you are feeling frustrated right now. You've been mining, you've been waiting, and honestly it feels like Pi Network has been way too quiet lately. But what if I told you that everything is about to change? Dr. Cheng Diaofan just made an announcement that literally gave me chills when I first read it. And I'm about to share something that could completely shift how you see Pi Network's future. You know what? Stop scrolling right now because this might be the most important Pi update you'll hear this year. Listen, before we dive into this absolutely mind-blowing news, you need to follow my Telegram and Facebook pages in the description below. You know, I share exclusive Pi Network insights there that I don't post anywhere else, and trust me, after today's revelation, you're gonna want those real-time updates flowing directly to your phone. Here's what just happened that has me genuinely excited for the first time in months. You know, Dr. Fan isn't just speaking at some random crypto meetup. He's taking the stage at Token 2049 in Singapore, which is literally the Super Bowl of cryptocurrency conferences. We're talking about the same event where Binance's CEO Richard Teng drops major announcements, where Tron's Justin Sun reveals game-changing partnerships, and where Cardano's Charles Hoskinson shares his vision for the future of blockchain. You know what this means? Pi Network just put itself in the same league as these billion-dollar giants, and when I realized this, I literally had to sit down and process what this could mean for every single Pi holder watching this video. Let me be completely honest with you, I've been following Pi Network since the early days, and there have been moments where even I wondered if we were all just chasing a dream. The silence, the delays, the constant waiting, it's been tough on all of us. But here's what I've learned about successful blockchain projects. They don't rush to conferences and make flashy announcements until they actually have something substantial to share. You know, the fact that Dr. Fan is now ready to speak at Token 2049 tells me they've been working behind the scenes on something big. Think about it this way, Token 2049 isn't some place where you show up to talk about future possibilities and hopeful dreams. This conference costs serious money to sponsor, attracts over 25,500 serious crypto investors and developers, and features 550 exhibitors who are all competing for attention. Pi Network secured gold sponsorship status, which means they're confident enough to invest significant resources and put their reputation on the line in front of the entire crypto industry. Here's something that blew my mind when I started connecting the dots, Dr. Fan's speech isn't just about general blockchain technology, he's specifically focusing on real societal utility and how cryptocurrency can create positive impact in our daily lives. This isn't theoretical anymore. This sounds like someone who has concrete examples and real-world applications ready to demonstrate. Remember that $100 million decentralized application fund PiCore announced? I initially thought it was just another announcement to keep the community engaged, but now I'm realizing it was probably preparation for this exact moment. They've been quietly funding developers, running hackathons, and building the ecosystem they needed before stepping onto the world's biggest crypto stage. What makes this even more incredible is the timing, Token 2049 happens October 1st for 2 full days, and Pi Network chose this exact moment to make their move. In the crypto world, timing like this usually means one thing. They have announcements ready that they couldn't make before now. Maybe it's regulatory approvals, maybe it's major partnerships, or maybe it's the exchange listings we've all been desperately waiting for. And here's the part that actually made me smile, For all the pioneers who can't afford to fly to Singapore like me, Pi's core team will broadcast Dr. Fan's entire session live through their official channels. They want every single pioneer worldwide to witness whatever they're about to announce. That's not the behavior of a project that's struggling. That's confidence. Let me share something that keeps me up at night thinking about Pi's potential, When you're sharing the same stage with Cardano, Tron, and Binance leadership, conversations about cross-chain compatibility naturally happen in the hallways and private meetings. These aren't just speeches. Token 2049 is where real business deals get made, where partnerships get formed, and where the future of cryptocurrency gets shaped. You know what I think is happening? Pi Network has been methodically building their ecosystem while other projects were focused on quick exchange listings and price pumps. Now they're ready to connect their mature ecosystem with the broader crypto world. And Token 2049 is where they're making that announcement. Here's something most pioneers completely miss, Successful blockchain adoption always follows the exact same pattern, and Pi Network has been following this playbook perfectly. First, you build a community of users who understand and believe in your vision. That's the 35 million miners we had. Then, you create tools and incentives for developers to build real applications. That's the hackathons and $100 million fund. Finally, you connect everything to the mainstream crypto ecosystem through exchanges and institutional partnerships. The Pi Hackathon results alone show me that serious developers are now building sophisticated applications on Pi Network, you know. These aren't just simple games anymore, these are real decentralized applications solving actual problems for real people. When Dr. Fan presents at Token 2049, he'll showcase Pi Network as a platform ready for institutional partnerships and mainstream adoption. And I'll be paying attention to mentions of real business pilots, government collaborations, or actual transactions already using Pi. Since Token 2049 is where major projects announce business and exchange deals, any compliance or regulatory updates could speed up listings and wider adoption. Unlike projects that fail by overcomplicating things, Pi Network has always emphasized accessibility, real-world use, and strong legal foundations, and this keynote could prove how their approach solves the adoption challenge. For pioneers hoping to spend Pi on everyday needs like coffee or bills, this might finally provide concrete timelines. What excites me most is that Pi isn't chasing hype-driven listings, but focusing on sustainable, practical utility and token. 2049 could mark the moment that vision becomes reality for millions worldwide. I believe Pi Network has been intentionally quiet because they've been building partnerships and regulatory compliance frameworks that other projects can't match. When Dr. Fan takes that stage at Token 2049, I think he's going to announce specific real-world applications where Pi is already being used, concrete timelines for major exchange listings, and partnerships with traditional businesses that will make Pi useful for everyday transactions. You know, I could be wrong, but everything I'm seeing points to Pi Network being ready to make the jump from experimental cryptocurrency to mainstream digital payment system. The Token 2049 stage is where that transformation gets announced to the world. The bottom line is this, you know, Pi Network isn't just another crypto project hoping to get lucky. They've been methodically building something that could actually change how regular people interact with cryptocurrency. And this Token 2049 appearance feels like the moment they're ready to show their cards to the entire crypto industry. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I'll be covering Dr. Fan's speech live and breaking down every detail that affects your Pi holdings, you know. Drop a comment below and tell me what you're hoping to hear from Pi Network at Token 2049. I read every single comment, and your insights help me create better content for this amazing pioneer community. Don't forget to follow my Telegram and Facebook pages for real-time updates and exclusive analysis you won't find anywhere else, you know. This feels like the beginning of Pi Network's breakthrough moment, and honestly, I'm more excited about Pi's future today than I've been in months. Whatever Dr. Fan announces at Token 2049, we're going to experience it together as a community that never gave up on the vision.